Imagine a family so wealthy and powerful that some say they control half of Canada, yet you could walk past them without recognizing their faces or even their name. Meet the Thomson family, a dynasty with a fortune between $60 and $100 billion. By far the richest family in Canada, they quietly preside over a media and business empire that touches millions of lives every day. While tech moguls and celebrity billionaires dominate headlines, the Thomsons built their fortune in near silence, keeping a low profile even as their influence spans continents. From Toronto boardrooms to London art galleries, from Wall Street trading desks to hockey arenas in Winnipeg, their reach is everywhere. How did they grow so rich and powerful? And why have they stayed almost invisible? This is the story of Canada's quiet titans, the Thomsons, the family that secretly runs the show. Welcome to Luxury Buzz, your window into the world's richest dynasties and most extravagant fortunes. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell so you never miss a glimpse of true opulence. Building a $60+ billion dynasty. It all began with one ambitious man, Roy Thomson. Born in Toronto in 1894, Roy started small, selling radios in Northern Ontario. But he quickly realized radios were useless without content. In 1931, he launched a tiny radio station. 3 years later, he bought the Timmins Daily Press, a modest small-town newspaper. That single move sparked a lifelong obsession. Over the next 2 decades, Roy methodically bought paper after paper. By the 1950s, he controlled dozens across Ontario and soon expanded abroad. He bought the Scotsman in Edinburgh and secured a coveted British TV license, which he famously described as a license to print money. By the 1960s, his empire included more than 200 newspapers across Canada, the United States, and the UK. Roy's rise was so spectacular that he was granted a British hereditary title, Baron Thomson of Fleet, named after London's Fleet Street Press. A Canadian had conquered Britain's media establishment. When Roy died in 1976, his son Kenneth took over. For 3 decades, Ken expanded with sharp instincts. His boldest move came in 2000, when he sold most of the family's newspapers. While shocking at the time, Ken foresaw the decline of print and pivoted to electronic media, data services, and financial information. That bet would future-proof the dynasty. In 2006, Ken passed away, leaving the empire to his son David Thomson, now the 3rd Baron Thomson of Fleet. Just 2 years later, David pulled off the biggest deal in family history, the $17 billion purchase of Reuters. The merger created Thomson Reuters, a global information giant serving banks, lawyers, journalists, and governments. The gamble paid off. Shares soared, the family's wealth ballooned, and the Thomsons cemented their dominance in the information age. A media empire that shapes the world. Through their holding company Woodbridge, the Thomsons own a controlling stake in Thomson Reuters. But this is far more than a newswire. It's a backbone of the global economy. Its newswires feed stories to thousands of outlets worldwide. Its financial data powers trading desks and banks. Its legal research platforms, like Westlaw, are indispensable to lawyers and courts. Whenever you see Reuters attached to a breaking story, you're looking at the engine of a family business. In Canada, their control is even more direct. Woodbridge owns the Globe and Mail, the nation's most prestigious newspaper. Every editorial, every investigation, every morning briefing ultimately flows from a company the Thomsons control. Their influence extends further still. They hold a minority stake in BCE Incorporated, parent of Bell Canada, which owns television networks, radio stations, and Canada's largest telecom infrastructure. From cell towers to cable news, their reach runs deep. It's little wonder some observers half-jokingly claim the Thomsons control half of Canada. While not literally true, their dominance in media, information, and communications is unmatched. Beyond media, a web of investments. But the Thomsons didn't stop with media. Their wealth stretches into real estate, technology, aviation, and even sports. Real estate. David Thomson's private firm, Osmington Incorporated, invests in premium properties and startups. Osmington helped bring Shake Shack to Canada and has bankrolled office towers and retail spaces. Recently, a Thomson heir paid nearly $34 million for a luxury apartment in London's Mayfair, one of the priciest deals of 2025. Technology and finance. David's brother Peter runs Thomvest Ventures, a venture capital firm backing fintech, cybersecurity, and AI startups. The family also reaped billions from the 2018 sale of Refinitiv, Thomson Reuters' financial data arm, which tied them to the London Stock Exchange. Aviation. Heiress Sherry Braidson is an investor in de Havilland Aircraft of Canada, makers of the Dash 8 plane. The family even owns Markham Airport near Toronto. Sports. David Thomson co-owns the NHL's Winnipeg Jets and holds a stake in the Montreal Canadiens. In a hockey-obsessed nation, that means their influence reaches even Canada's cultural lifeblood. From skyscrapers to startups, airplanes to arenas, the Thomson portfolio quietly spans the breadth of the economy. Discretion as a strategy. Despite being billionaires many times over, the Thomsons are almost invisible in public life. Unlike celebrity moguls, they avoid attention. It began with Roy, who despite his fortune reportedly commuted on the London subway like an ordinary man. That ethos passed down. Today, David Thomson, now in his 60s, rarely gives interviews. Despite chairing a global corporation, he maintains what one publication called a remarkably low public profile. This silence serves two purposes: security. By avoiding fame, they shield themselves from scrutiny and backlash. Influence. Quiet power often carries more weight than noisy publicity. Their lifestyle, however, is anything but modest. The family maintains London townhouses, New York apartments, and Swiss chalets. They travel by private jet and cruise discreetly on luxury yachts in the Mediterranean. Yet these indulgences rarely reach tabloids. Cultural footprints and philanthropy. Their discretion doesn't mean indifference. The Thomsons are also cultural patrons. Ken Thomson amassed one of the world's greatest private art collections, including masterpieces by Rembrandt, Picasso, and Rubens. In 2002, he paid $76 million for Rubens' Massacre of the Innocents. At the time, one of the most expensive old master paintings ever sold. But instead of hiding it away, Ken donated it, along with hundreds of other works, to the Art Gallery of Ontario. That single gift transformed the museum's collection and gave ordinary Canadians access to world-class art. The family also funds universities, hospitals, and conservation initiatives. True to form, they rarely seek recognition. Their giving is understated, but its impact is profound. Power in silence. The saga of the Thomson family is a study in how power thrives in the shadows. From a single radio station in northern Ontario to a global $100 billion empire, they control information flows, own critical media outlets, and quietly shape Canadian culture. And yet, they remain largely unseen. 6 Thomsons appear on billionaire lists, but most Canadians couldn't recognize them on the street. Their empire proves that influence doesn't always require fame. Sometimes, the people shaping a nation's future are the ones you never see. In the land of celebrity billionaires, the Thomsons are anomalies, quiet titans who prefer whispers to headlines. Their name may not be on everyone's lips, but their fingerprints are everywhere. In the news you read, the data you rely on, and the very story of Canada itself. They are the Thomsons, the family that controls half of Canada. And you didn't even know it. If this deep dive into the family that controls half of Canada has captivated your imagination, please subscribe to Luxury Buzz, like, and share this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.